Hey guys, it's Tom Box here, and I'm here at MST headquarters. Thank you for taking the time coming down. So I'm here with Richard.
Hello.
So Richard, how did you do?
I finished 9th place at the regionals. I went X2. My only losses were to Tristan Bridges of Dank Deals, who got first at the regionals. Congratulations to him. And Robert Loa, Team Jobber, who got 4th place at the regionals. Congratulations to him as well.
Oh, nice. Very humble of you. Giving them all shoutouts. So, what did you play?
I played True Draco for this regionals with an extra deck.
With extra deck?
Yeah.
So that means there's Reapers in there?
Yes, that is correct.
So what was different about this regional in particular, playing True Draco? I mean, most of the people now have already figured out the side Zaphion, side, I guess a variety of stuff to handle the back row. Why did you choose True Draco?
I chose True Draco because it was the deck I was most comfortable with. I feel like with the introduction of the new set, I feel like there wasn't a lot of... Obviously there were a lot of changes, but I felt like because this is one of the first events, the new set,
Yeah.
I feel that not many people had ironed out all the kinks of their decks yet, so I took advantage of that and played something that I was super familiar with.
That's a smart move. I mean, if they can't go auto extra link with nightmares, it's okay. It's still okay. It's still playable, guys.
Yeah, definitely. The Spiral deck is really scary. I think it was definitely something I didn't anticipate coming.
Was there any of the spirals top?
One Spiral topped. I can't remember what place he did, but he definitely did get top 8.
So 2018, late 2018 or mid 2018, Spiral's still a thing.
Yeah.
All right. I would like to know what happens there, like where that's gonna take off to. But you know what? Since you got your Draco deck profile, I would like to take a look at your deck. So let's go into your deck profile.
Yeah, of course.
So let's go into the deck profile.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with the best card all weekend. Mana. Yeah, this card's just genuinely not fair. Every time I drew this card, it basically won me the game. It's really good against, the fighting this card was really good against Altergeist all weekend. The matchup's really slow and grindy, so you can normal summon this card and attack. It forces a back row. It forces at least one back row. They burn a torrential on this, it basically did its job. It's always recurring because you just summon it and attack into their back row. They're never going to do anything. They can't multi-faker under it, they can't do like... This card is just ridiculous in the matchup. It's 19, like it beats over everything in the deck.
It doesn't seem like they can do anything about it since you're basically stronger than everything they have.
And it's always safe because it bounces back to your hand at the end of the turn, and then so they can't like they won't be able to summon a link to out it, or they can't like basically all your stuff is super safe. And then obviously 2 Masterpiece, MVP of the deck obviously, 1 Ignis and 2 Maiden.
Only 2 Maiden.
Yeah,
you're not doing a Maiden grind anymore?
No, initially I tried it, playing 3, and I always clunked with this card. Personally, I think that 2 is a fine number. If you're really desperate for a monster, I can understand why people play 3, but 2 is a comfortable number for me.
Okay. That's the monster lineup?
Yeah, that's it for the monsters.
8?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great deck.
Great deck. And then spells, I play 3 Diagram, 3 Terraforming. Nothing really needs to be said about this.
Do you ever side out Terraforming?
I sided out Terraforming against the 1 copy against Trickstar matchup, or like basically the matchups where I can play a lot slower. So Altergeist I can side 1 out. You can side 1 out. You can side it out against True Draco's a little bit slow. They're not going to OTK you on the turn. It's not like Pendulum Magician or the other OTK or 60 card deck, like where you need to have to establish your board, otherwise you're going to get OTK and die. It's against those matches where you're allowed to take a turn to take a breath. Okay. Where I can take this out. 3 of each spell, obviously.
Greed and Emerald. Except for this Emerald doesn't require to put all 3 targets back.
Yeah, like generally this is the win con of the deck. Like this one right here gains you the advantage in the late game, and this one gains you the advantage in the early game. So you just have to abuse that as much as you can. Yeah, that's pretty much all I need to say about this card. It's just really strong. 3 card demise, obviously. This card, honestly, I think needs to get hit. This card's kind of ridiculous. Or like something in this deck needs to get hit. And I think this is the card.
I drew 3 monsters with it before.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fair. It's balanced.
Yeah, it's just like whenever I drew this card, like the game, like I just won the game. I baited out the Ash, and then like I just played this card. Just like, what am I supposed to say, man? Draw 3 cards. Like, how do you say no to that? For the 1-ups, I played 1 Upstart and 1 Pot of Desires and 1 Regeki.
So you made the Regeki here.
Yeah. I wanted a card that basically like that was just like generically good. Originally the card was Stormforth, and then after playing it with a while, I realized that Stormforth wasn't the best card.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, Stormforth is a free clear.
Yeah, it's a really good, like, don't get me wrong, it's a really good card, but like, when your opponent establishes their board, like a 60 card, they go, or Pendulum, which was the 2 matchups that I was fearing the most that weekend, it's like, if you tribute 1 guy, it doesn't clear the problem cards, and like, you can clear the 1 problem card, but they still have like X amount of things left on the board that you have to dilly-dally, and you have to play that matchup really fast, so if you clear the board and then punch in with a guy, you put him on a faster clock to kill them.
Okay.
Rather than Stormforth. Like, Stormforth is like great for advantage because you can go Stormforth chain Diagram chain Stormforth.
Yeah.
And that's great for advantage, but I didn't think the format was I didn't think I was like scared of Altergeist.
Okay.
Ironically, that was one of the matchups I lost to. And like, I felt like it was slow enough. So advantage deck, Stormforth I thought was significantly better, but I was more fearing a Pendulum than a 60 card, which I was right to fear. I played a lot of those.
Alright, sounds good.
And
good choice.
Yeah, the reason I played only 1 Desires was because this card, like, it's really like hit and miss. It's literally, you either win the game with the 2 cards you draw, or you die horribly because...
You drew another copy.
Yeah, you drew another copy, or like, you banish the spells and traps which you need in the deck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when you lose 1 or 2 of the Disciples, it's actually so devastating because you can't recycle, and if you use one of your Disciples in the early game to tribute and you banish the other 2,
yeah.
your engine becomes like significantly slower in the late game, and
You have no gas anymore.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
You don't get to go to a gas station and refill up.
No, not allowed.
Gas is expensive.
Yeah, gas is expensive in Vancouver. Yeah, and then finish it off with 3 Duality for consistency.
Best card. I really like that card.
Yeah, I really like this card too. Never had a problem drawing multiple for some reason. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, we're trapped. 1 True King's Return.
If you could play 3, you would play 3.
Yeah, I wish I could play 3. This card, I want this card to come back to 3, but this card is just genuinely not fair. 3 Impossible. This card's great. Like, drawing this card, like, every time actually, to be honest, I like drawing this card more than I drew this card. If I ever drew this card, I actually lost more games. I actually lost more games drawing this card than drawing this card.
Is it because you want to see that one later rather than see this one like?
Yeah, this one you want to see in the early game because let's say you brick, right, and you only draw spells and traps. If you draw this in the opener with like in conjunction with another trap or like a spell, you're safe because you can disrupt their play and then you can half their attack when they try to push in for game. This one on the other hand doesn't do anything when you flip it, so it's just like a brick if you have no monsters. And yeah, this card is just the best card. Next. 1 Skill Drain. Nothing needs to be said about this card. This card's broken. This card was one of the MVPs this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
One of the most busted cards.
Yeah, this card's just like this. I don't know why this card came back. I think this card's ridiculous on this meta. It's really bad against Altergeist, but True Draco already has like a really good matchup because of this guy. Like, it's just you make this monster trap immune, they can't out it. And then having Monster Trap immune with this up is just actually not fair. They don't get to play the game. So,
GG.
Yeah, it's actually GG. 2 anti-spell for the Pendulum matchup. I actually thought that Pendulum was going to be the most played deck. At the regionals last month, it was the most represented deck there. But obviously new format, new deck, so I think that I was kind of playing under the mentality that people wouldn't change their decks. They would actually be like me and play their comfort pick. But people opted to experiment and they got punished. And then the last card. This card, Infinite Transient. Infinite was it Impermanence now? This card. So the reason I played 3 of this is because I was scared of the FTK decks or like the really heavy combo decks that might have come out because of the nightmares. I had an idea of Spirals being a deck already, but I didn't know like how popular it would be or how like insane the combos were because I never looked it up.
Does it get to pop your whole board along the way in the combo, like tons?
Yeah, this is like you know like a Tri-Gate Wizard. It's like the old. It was like the old style Spirals when they had 3 of everything. They just popped up and made an insane board, and then you just couldn't out it, right? So this card was Disruption. I was also scared of Pen Magicians and FTK. Both those matchups are really scary, and I needed a card to like out it without it being a hand trap since it conflicts with Card of Demise. But every time I drew this card going first or second, this was actually like this card won me the game. It outed like Electromites, it outed Electromites, it outed Actually, just mainly out of Electromite this week.
Good enough.
Yeah. This card's terrible against Ultigeist though. When they activate Protocol, this card's like the worst card you could possibly draw.
Nothing you can negate because their stuff's not negatable.
Yeah, it's just actually like. But this card, if I ever drew it, I won the game. Even against the Ultigeist matchup, there was like times where like they would bounce the Protocol with the Kirin. And then like you would just, you would just chain this in response, and then if you can taser one back row and you can go in safely. It happened twice, I think, at the event. So yeah, this card's like really good. So
extra deck.
So extra deck. For the extra deck, I played 15 cherry targets. Because I opted not to play Volcasaurus this weekend, and the Gaia Charger and the Beals because my playstyle is more like conservative. So it's rare for me to ever feel the push to make it push for game. I never at the point in my games that I felt desperate enough to make Volcasaurus push. The games I lost were the games that I opened it optimally and then couldn't play out of it. So I mean it happens, but that's just like my own losses. I always won my game because I activated all the spells, recycle, drew cards, and just out advantage my opponent in the late game. But yeah, so that's why I opted not to play the Volcasaurus and other stuff, and just play more cherry targets. It's mainly because of the diversity of the format right now. It's just there's so many things that you have to play through or play around. And then cherries was just with the 15 card extra deck was fantastic.
At least when you open with an extra deck, or you start your game with an extra deck, no one's gonna go Auto Abyss Dweller.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic. I played against all the Ultigeist players, and they were saying oh, they saw a 15 card extra deck, right? And then they were like, oh, okay, it's not true Draco. And then I would activate my first card as Terraforming to get Diagram, and they would just freak out because they didn't open up because this is their worst matchup. So it was actually great. I baited a lot of people with that. Yeah. So the first card I played was Buster for ABCs, Strap Knight for the
60 card.
Yeah, for 60 card. Mechaba for Invoke. And Darklaw, I played Darklaw for the Destiny Hero 60 card deck. I don't know how that deck operates, but I know that I lose to this card, so I opted just to play it just in case.
Good choice.
Yeah, it was a good choice. I saw it a few times at Seattle, so I was just scared of the whole time. It never came up, so thank goodness. That's it for the fusion. I played 2 Synchros, 1 Black Rose, and 1 Omega. I played the Black Rose because I saw some of the 60 card decks opting to play Destrudo, and it really punishes them against your setup board when you card a Demise. Thankfully, I didn't draw the cherries with the card of Demise, and thank goodness that none of the 60 card players I played this Destrudo, because I would have been so screwed. And an Omega when they try to do when they open super optimally and they try to triple Omega you, because even against what's that called? Pendulums, when they make only one of those, it's so devastating to lose that one card. That one extra card is what you need to push through their established board most of the time. And then for the links, I played 1 of this guy, the Gemini guy for the FTK. Everyone was telling me to play Quartz, but this basically does the same thing. You hit this target, they lose the game. I played 1 Double Helix for the Spiral deck, which was talked about. This was a last second change. Thank goodness I didn't play that deck either, never came up and wasn't afraid. Curious, just in case, for 60 card as well. I hate a lot on 60 card because I'm actually really terrified of that matchup. It feels super 50-50 on everything, so I just opted to play, the more things I could hit, the better. 1 Electromite, for Pendulums, obviously, 1 Borreload, and 1 Saryuja. If they, Scapegoat decks, pretty much. And for the World Chalice deck. Yeah, the one card I really regret not playing was Trispania. That card, when I had every time I opened optimally and then I set my board, they just made that card and blew me out. Yeah, I really wish I played that card. I super regret it. If I killed both their outs both the outs they have with Scapegoat against Draco, I would have 100% won a bunch of my matchups. And then for the Exceeds, 1 Dante, 1 T-Toad, 1 Utopia. This is for Lightning when they try to beat over my guy, and it's also for the Zexal decks. Just in case they had the combo.
I really thought this through.
Yeah, this extra deck was really well thought out, in my opinion, for my style, but all these cards could have came up, and only so, I went into this extra deck maybe 2 or 3 times over the weekend, and I showed 1 Borreload, I showed Omega 1 time, and I showed Electrum one time.
That's
and,
good.
And
Killing an Electrum is like one of the best feelings.
yeah, it's the best feeling. They just actually cry. Pendulum's kind of like Pendulum's not having Electrum, and they're trying to fight against a masterpiece is actually like ridiculous.
It's a joke.
Yeah, it's actually a joke.
Let's go see the side deck. I bet everyone's kind of curious, especially with the new FLOD cards.
Yeah, definitely. The side deck changed a lot with the introduction of stuff because like this set is like has a lot of good sideboard cards for this set, Red Reboot, Transient, and all that stuff. But so obviously the first card I play, but like a lot of them say the same too. Like 3 evenly match. This is for obviously the mirror and all the other stuff. This is a really skillful card in my opinion. It's just like skillful.
Someone's gonna flame you for that.
Yeah, like you open it, you win the game. Pretty much what happened. This card, some people say, one of my teammates was telling me like, you should cut down on this card because you only need to see it one time. If you resolve it, you win. I disagreed. I said if you resolve this multiple times, you basically like if you keep playing into this, like there's no way you can lose. And with the introduction of Altergeist in this meta, like this with the format being or with the matchup being a little slower, like if you take the time against that matchup, you can constantly just evenly them, and eventually they get grinded out. And it's like this card is fantastic. I drew 2. It's a funny story. Against one of the players, I drew 2 in my opening hand. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose the game. But he went set 4 Altergeist, and then he played Secret Village, and I was really shocked because Secret Village was just super hard out. So when I went to battle phase, I evenly him. He went chain change a random trap card and then chain personal swooping, shuffling back the monster back in the deck, and then he got multi-faker, and I said that's fine. He kept the Secret Village, and then on resolution he would reveal multi-faker special and his special guy. And actually, if it wasn't for the second evenly match, I would have lost that game because I just evenly again and I had no out to the spell card and multi-faker. So I'm very happy I maxed this out. I played 2 Cosmic Cyclone for the mirror. Not for heavy back row decks, that's the point of evenly, so it's just for the mirror with this card. Call by the Grave for matchups like Trickstar where you have to have more a mono kind of cards, so just more the more hand traps you see, the better. I did a lot of like, against a 60 card, I would summon a mono and Call by the Grave their Snow, and it was just like, they just had no outs to that afterwards. Because you just try to establish a masterpiece as fast as you can at that point and you win the game. Played 3 Ash, just because this card's like super neutral and super good. And then finally, I played only 2 Cherries. Like even though Cherries won me like a lot of my games at the regionals, this card was like really clunky to side at 3. So, and then there was never a matchup where like I had to see this card. Except for maybe the double heal spirals, but you already have like 3 Ash, 3 Transients, and this. I felt like it was so overkill on the hand traps that like you just clunk out on the engine and die.
And there's no ogres in here.
Yeah, I opted not to play ogre because I felt like it wasn't good enough for the format. And in the spot I played this card, Red Reboot. This card's like actually ridiculous. I want to say against Trickstar, you Red Reboot there when they try to take out your hand. You Red Reboot against Altergeist when they establish their board, and you Red Reboot the mirror, and you just make a push, kill their whole board, and they just actually can't finish you off. This card was also really good at defending against evenly matches and stuff like that. Honestly, I think this format is a Red Reboot war. The more Red Reboots you have, the better it is.
It's so safe in hand.
It's so safe in hand, you don't care about it. You just hold on to this card in your hand. You don't care about half your life points in those slower matchups, right? Because you're not going to die anytime soon. Or even if they do, it's just like they drew really well or something like that. Then Red Reboot would probably out their board anyway. Like the only cards that out this card right now is another Red Reboot and Judgment. And
both half-life?
Yeah, both have life, but like if it wasn't for this card, like I'm pretty sure I would have died this weekend.
Alright, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much, Richard, for the deck profile. Thanks for coming down. I mean, it's like kind of late right now, and I was kind of scrambling. But who do you want to give shout-outs to?
First of all, I'd like to thank Thomas. Thank you for having us here. It's great. It's great being here. I'd like to thank Marcus of Team Date Deals for supplying me with some cards and being a great friend. And shout out to everyone on my team, Team Legacy. Everyone was very helpful with the testing, and shout out to Rogue Nation Gaming for supplying me with stuff.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sticking around for this deck profile. I mean, I didn't go down to Seattle, so I didn't catch any of this, but you guys are keeping all of us updated. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit us up with a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, now remember, this week is MOS, so I'll be doing a lot more filming regarding, I guess, MOS content, feature matches, feature profiles. You coming down?
I'll try to. I said I was busy, but I might skip some time to come by.
But even if you don't make it, you know, I appreciate the spirit. So until next time, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV. Yes.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.